Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. I couldn't say this if I didn't know it, okay? Because I don't want to go to hell for lying. I've said this over and over again. Am I a human being? Do I make mistakes? You bet your rear end I do. But if you can see the personal emails that I get from different areas, from policemen, from military, from special forces, ex-special forces, ex-State Department officials, am I trying to toot my horn? No, sir. But saying that they're on the side of the American people. And you know, everybody sent me a message, man, you seem so much better in time. Well, when you get some encouragement, man, when you get some uplift, great day in the morning. I mean, you know, you pray and you seek God and say, give me something good, God. I know everything I'm seeing is doom and gloom, but give me some hope in the midst of all this chaos. And so I believe through the providence of God, He has through people. But I want to ask you a question. If you get this and you're in the military and you know, you're thinking about you know, turning your back on the Constitution, I hope and pray, because you swore an oath. Civilian police and military swore an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution, so help you God, okay? So there'll be some hard things coming down the pipeline, and you have to decide for yourself which way to go. But I'm asking you to search your heart, my friend, ladies and gentlemen, and to make sure whatever decision you do make, you're able to live with that decision when it comes to whether you'll uphold and defend the Constitution or whether you'll go with a presidential executive order, no matter how stupid and ignorant it is. And the reason I make this video is because there's some chilling signs that some of you ain't going to go with the Constitution, but you're going to go with the usurper, the illegal alien Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. And I got to tell you, man, that ain't the way to go. The way to go is the Constitution of the American people. That's the side to get on. That's the winning team. And I'm not saying you ain't already on it, but I'm saying there's people out there that aren't, that should probably consider it. And just weigh it out in their heart, you know. Because I got to tell you something. If you're in the military, you're in law enforcement, and you have to go out in real-time exercises because Mexico's invading us or because there's a bunch of gangs and thugs, hey, I welcome your wife, kids, family, everything, and I'll feed them, buddy. Me and my wife and kids will feed them. You know, we'll take care of them. But if you turn the other way and you come against us, well, in time probably would still feed your kids and wife. Just the man I am. But if you go with the evil feds plan, that means you turned your back on your oath, and I beg you not to do that. Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to get no deeper with this, man. But let me throw some stuff out that's going around in the intel community. Okay. The reason I tie this in with what I said to the military and the police is because it all ties together. And I'm hoping that the military and the police will see this and that they'll be encouraged by it too. And that they'll think and make their decision on which side of the fence they're going to be on. But there's a lot of chatter going on. Remember I told you about the critical incidents, wildfire scenarios, and all things that ratchet up and take place and will sweep this nation in wildfires? Well, they're already started, my friend. I told you a month ago or something. But there's a lot going on. And I spoke about this briefly in a update, intelligence update, but there's an art grid that DOD and DOJ and National Guard and everything, I said it before they ever got on alert in Texas, so don't say I'm saying it after the fact, because go look at my videos, I know what I'm talking about. But I told you about this art grid from the lower part of California all the way around to Houston, art grid. Well, DOD and DOJ and the higher echelon are, the chatter is going out, and they have turned their attention. They have changed their strategic their strategic plans have changed due to intel and chatter across the border in Mexico and within the USA. There is a considerable amount of influence, I'll put it like that, being turned. It's kind of like my hand. It was facing this way, but all of a sudden it's turning. It's pointing toward the border of Texas, Arizona, and California. Why? Because they already know that there's a 99.9% chance of what's coming out of Mexico toward that arc grid I was telling you about a while back. Okay? See, the DOD are changing their strategies for the flood of Mexico. Notice flood. See, I try to use these terms of maybe natural disaster type terms, or because they use these terms themselves, and I use them. But it makes sense to use them because you can relate to that as far as a wildfire. If you live in California, you know that thing comes across and it destroys everything in its path. Well, this thing with Mexico is going to be like a destructive path of a wildfire. And also, at the same time, it's going to be like a flood. You get that? A natural disaster is a flood, too. They're going to have wildfire scenarios taking place, coming across the border, burning with a vengeance they're going to be, because they got no hope left in Mexico. And the drug cartel and all these evil people down there are going to take advantage of this, and there's going to be some destruction. There's people dying now. There's people dying, okay, on the border. Now, having said that, I will go back and say this. We can draw the conclusion that after the towers were turned to dust, we're going to shut the borders. The borders never got shut. Why? Well, because the evil elite didn't want them shut. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So, but wait. Let's just run this for a minute. I'm just going to go rant for a minute. Okay? Everybody said everything they wanted to about Bush. Okay? And they was all, and I didn't like him neither, but I voted for him first term because he was supposed to be an evangelical, conservative Christian, was going to put an end to abortion and do all this good stuff, but he didn't do it. Calm down, in time. Rub that head a minute. And all manner of things were spoken about him, okay? And he is evil. But you can't even have a friggin' bumper sticker about Obama without getting it confiscated from the cops. There was a bumper sticker that said Obama should have been aborted, not the babies. The police confiscated it. Now, wait a minute. There's something wrong with this picture, my friend. There's something bad wrong. And by the way, he's not overturned the Patriot Act 1 or 2 or none of this stuff that Bush, the presidential executive orders he passed. Obama, he could have, all he had to do was take that friggin' left hand of his and that pen. He's got enough pens, it won't run out of ink. He could have said, I do away with this order. I do away with that order. We want to go back to the Constitution. He ain't done none of it. So he ain't no daggone different than Bush. He's just a puppet. Now, that'd be a heck of a note to serve a puppet now. Because a puppet can't think on his own. He can't do on his own. He's just on strings. I'm not serving nobody that's on strings. Because every puppet I ever seen hanging on strings, they look like a dummy and they got a daggone big old grin on their face, but they got no brain to go with it, nor function. In time. I'll be right back.